It's Tuesday, the 16th of February 2021. Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business Headlines, the business news you need in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Today's headlines: the global economic rebound has sent the ASX to a near record and regional share markets to new highs as investors punt on a strong global economy in 2021. Plus, JB Hi-Fi shows why it's considered among the best retailers in the country, Commonwealth Bank forecasts a big jump in house prices, and the media companies in big tech inch towards a deal over content. The S&P ASX 200 closed yesterday less than 4% below its all-time record of a year ago, as buy now, pay later groups surged, with strong earnings reports from retailers, banks and media companies. The market ended 1% higher at 6,869 points, buoyed by hopes of a global economic recovery. Regional markets surged as well. The Japanese share market hit a 30-year high yesterday, topping 30,000 points for the first time since 1990. It came after figures showed that Japan's economy grew 3% during the December quarter. Japan is still the world's third largest economy and an important buyer of Australian exports. The South Korean market has well and truly erased pandemic-related losses and is trading close to record levels. Bond yields have risen to near pre-pandemic levels, with 10-year US Treasuries breaking through 1.2%. Aussie 10-year bond yields are now 1.3%. The jump shows that investors believe the economic recovery is underway and have an appetite for risk. In fact, a report from Bank of America said investors put a record $58 billion into stocks last week in the US, cutting holdings of cash. Another litmus test for economic expectations is oil, and its price keeps rising. A cold snap in the US has pushed up the cost of West Texas Intermediate beyond $60 a barrel. The international benchmark is Brent crude, and that's trading close to $64 a barrel. Both are at 13-month highs. The rule of thumb is that financial markets, and particularly equity markets, lead the real economy by 6 to 12 months. If it holds, the local economy, which is heavily reliant on exports to the region, looks in good shape. The economic recovery is still dependent on the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, but it's clear that financial markets are now confident of a strong 2021. In overseas news, Australia has added its name to a joint statement issued by the US, Canada, UK and other European nations, condemning Myanmar's military takeover of the government and shutdown of the internet. Dubai Airport, the world's busiest gateway in normal times, said traffic dropped 70% last year, though there was a pickup in passengers in the final quarter. Almost 26 million people travelled through the hub. And the number of new cases of COVID-19 is declining in many countries. In the US and most European economies, with the exception of France, new cases are trending lower as the effects of lockdowns take hold. Overnight, the United Kingdom said it had vaccinated 15 million people, though lockdowns remain in place. That pushed the pound sterling to its highest level in 3 years. Locally, one of the best performing retail stocks in recent years has been JB Hi-Fi, and yesterday it delivered record half-year sales, record profits, and a record interim dividend. JB Hi-Fi has been the beneficiary of people not taking overseas holidays. The challenge now, it seems, is getting as much stock as it can to meet demand. Crown Resorts Chief Executive Ken Barton stepped down yesterday after days of speculation and following a report that found he wasn't up to the job. Chair Helen Coonan will take day-to-day control of the business on an interim basis. Given the criticism from Commissioner Patricia Bergen last week, when she found that in its current state Crown was not suitable to hold a gaming licence in New South Wales, the company's share price has been remarkably resilient, down less than 6%. Coca-Cola European Partners has increased its takeover offer for the local group Coca-Cola Amatil from $12.75 a share to $13.50 and declared the 6% increase best and final. The revised offer values the group at $9.8 billion. Coca-Cola Amatil's share price closed yesterday at $13.41. Investors clearly think the deal is almost done at that price. Commonwealth Bank economists have forecast house prices to jump by as much as 16% over the next 2 years. The country's biggest home lender said record low interest rates and stronger than forecast employment will trigger the price rises. The bank's economists expect houses to do better than apartments, with strong turnover already evident. Seven West Media said it had entered into a deal with Google to provide news content. It somewhat alleviates the need for a code of conduct. The media group chair, Kerry Stokes, said the deal would result in fair payment for content and ensure Seven West's digital future. One more stock worth mentioning, Buy Now Pay Later Group Zipco's share price jumped 17% yesterday and has more than doubled in the past month. All the Buy Now Pay Later groups have done well recently, but Zipco is the favoured stock at the moment. It's unusual for a company's share price to jump that far, that fast, without much news around. Our main story yesterday was about the rollout of vaccines in Australia, which will start within days after 142,000 doses of the Pfizer jab landed in Australia. The Prime Minister will be among the first group of Australians to receive the dose. Meanwhile, Victoria's Premier Daniel Andrews said he wasn't sure if the state would come out of lockdown tomorrow. There was one new community-transmitted case recorded yesterday. That's the Fear and Greed business headlines for today. Make sure you've hit subscribe so you don't miss out. There's also more in today's full Fear and Greed podcast, including an interview with Dominic Woolridge, co-founder and CEO of legal and tech company LawPath. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your day.